What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am Eric and we are riding dirty. In today's episode, we're going to talk about volume spacers for our rear shock. So I bought volume spacers a couple months ago because I wanted something that was a little more progressive in my rear shock. I pump up my shock so much. I put so much air in there. I'm running like 250 PSI and I feel like that's a lot of PSI to run. And the reason I'm running that much is because I like my suspension to feel a little more stiff when I'm hitting bigger jumps or bigger drops to where the shock is compressing more. I want that part to feel stiffer. So from my understanding, these little bad boys right here are going to make it so I get exactly what I want. I already put about 3 volume spacers in my front forks. Ever since I've done that, I've loved the way my front suspension has felt. So we're gonna do the same thing with these rear volume spacers as well. Things that you're probably gonna need for this project: a torque wrench, probably a pick, because this is really small to reach spots and your fingers might be too big to get in there. A strap wrench so you can get that sleeve off. Probably some hex keys if you need to move your shock out of your frame. And the last thing, some volume spacers. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is let all the air out of this shock. They say to put a shock pump on and then slowly let the air out. They say letting all the air out at once isn't always good for it. I don't know if that's true, but you know, I'm not gonna try to test the boundaries. So I'm gonna use a valve stem remover tool. That way I can get all the air out of the shock. I'm gonna do it nice and slow, just so I don't let all the air out too fast, because I heard that's not good. All right, I don't hear any more air, so now we're just gonna pull it all the way out. All right, that's out. So first we're gonna remove the shock, and we're gonna do it from the top down, because that way we'll get the weight off the shock. There we go. Just a little snug in the beginning. So we pulled the shock out from this little spot right here on my Canyon Strive, so I have more room to get inside here to undo this. We're gonna use a small strap wrench to get this off, this sleeve off, and then we're gonna put our volume spacers in. All right, so let's undo this thing and get to where our volume spacers are. And this thing is pretty tight. Looks like it's coming slowly but surely, but we'll get there. Not a lot of room in here to work. All right, so we got it split apart, as you can see down here. And now we're going to open this piece up so we can get a volume spacer in there. So as you can see, there's this little plastic ring right here, and the volume spacers go underneath this. So I'm just gonna push this up. Now as you can see, underneath this plate, I have a volume spacer in there already. So I think what I'm gonna do is just add one more and see if that helps. Because like I said, I just want it to be a little bit better when I'm coming down on the shock all the way, and to put a little bit less air in it. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so we're just gonna place the volume spacer inside. I'm going to align it with the other one that's already in there. So I'm gonna use this tool right here, this pick tool, just to hold that up. And then I'm gonna put the volume spacer in the exact same orientation as the one already in there. And we're just gonna push it down. As you can see, it's not fully aligned. So we're just gonna push it over a little bit that way just to get it there. I'm gonna use a screwdriver just to push it a little bit from this angle. Oh, that was too much. That went fast. So I'm gonna go from the other side now, push it. There we go. Now they're fully aligned, and now we're just gonna close it back up. So now we're gonna push this down and then start threading it. It's hard to get in there because Can't get the shock out right now. We're gonna use the strap wrench to get it the rest of the way. I think we pretty much got it all the way. We're just gonna give it a little snug. Yeah, I think we're good. It's pretty snug in there. So right now it's just a little bit of a pain to get it in because the shapeshifter on my Canyon Strive is what's causing it not to go in all the way. So we need to line this up, put this, there we go. And now we just need to put our bolt through. We're gonna snug it so we can get the torque wrench in there. All right, that's 16 Newton meters. Now that this was successfully installed, I aired up my shock to about 200 PSI rather than the 240 PSI. My sag is still at 30%, so we'll see how it goes. Just from messing around real quick in the driveway and on my street, it already feels like a lot better and it still doesn't bottom out. All right, everyone, well, that's how you add volume spacers to your RockShox Deluxe rear shock. And it was a pretty simple process. There wasn't much to it. You know, not many tools were needed besides a strap wrench, torque wrench, and a couple other things, you know, just to help you along the way. But easy job. Took me maybe 20 minutes to do the whole thing from start to finish, and I've never done this before. And yeah, pretty simple. So if you like what we do here on the channel, hit that like button. If you want to see what we're up to next, hit that subscribe button. And always remember, start small and go huge. Thanks for watching.